Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain you about arrays in programming in C. Introduction. Arrays is a kind of data structure that can store a fixed size of sequential collection of elements of same type. Here we are calling array as a data structure because it is the one which deals with how we are going to store the data inside the memory, how efficiently we are going to store inside a memory, and how we are going to utilize also. So we are calling the array as a data structure, and it should be stored in a fixed size sequential collection of elements. So it should be a collection of elements and it should be in a sequential order, and that should be a fixed size of elements only can store inside an array, and it should be a same type. Only a common type of variables can be stored under arrays. All array must consist of contiguous memory location. That means next to next to next. Continuous memory locations. The first element number of 0, and we can call the last element is the last element of the array. The first element mentions the lowest address of the array. Similarly, the last element mentions the last address of an array. The specific element of an array can be accessed with the help of an index, or we can call it as subscript. Next, how we are going to declare an array. A programmer must specify two things to declare an array. First one, types of an element, and the second one, number of elements that the array can hold. The syntax for declaring an array is type, array name, array size. Here the type is any valid C data type. Array name is a normal name what we are going to give an array, and the array size the total number of element that the array can hold, and it should be more than 0. With the next example, let me explain you the declaration of array. The first one, double balance of 10. Here double is the data type, balance is the array name, and this 10 intimates the compiler that the array balance can hold 10 double values. Next one, float mark of 5. This array mark, as the name mentioned as mark, we call this array as mark, and it can hold 5 float values. Here array name is equal to mark, yes. Data type float, and it can hold 5 values, yes. Next, initialization of arrays. How to initialize an array? Mark of 5 is equal to, with the help of curly brackets, we can mention all the values that to be stored under mark array. So here I have mentioned 19, 10, 8, 17, 9 as a values, 5 values, total 5 values inside the mark array. The picture clearly explains you about initialization. Mark of 0, mark of 1, mark of 2, mark of 3, mark of 4. So totally we have 5 blocks, continuous memory locations, and in each and every memory location the numbers which we have given inside the curly brackets are assigned. Mark of 0, 19, under mark of 1, 10, again mark of 2 as 8, mark of 3 as 17, mark of 4 as 9. And you can see from this picture, the index or subscript starts from 0 and it ends with 4. That means always the subscript value starts from 0 and it ends with total number of elements minus 1. That means n minus 1. Okay, so if it is 5, the total number of elements is 5. So the last subscript will be 4. If the number of elements is 7, the last subscript will be 6. And it is possible to initialize the values to an array in the declaration itself, like int mark of I is equal to the set of elements. So both declaration and initialization in the same statement. And without mentioning this size of an array, also we can assign the number of elements. Int mark of, we didn't mention any particular value inside the size of an array, that is bracket, which means that it will assign the number of elements inside the curly brackets to that the total size of array. Next, the characteristics of array. It is a derived data type which is defined using the basic data types like int, char, float. It is stored in contiguous memory blocks. The first element is called a base address. Array index starts with 0 and ends with n-1, and n is nothing but the number of elements. Only integer values can be assigned the number of elements in an array. Next, I am going to take you to the types of array. The array is normally divided into one-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. First, one-dimensional array. An array which has only one subscript is known as one-dimensional array. So in this example, it will be very clear that only one subscript have been mentioned, a of 5. Okay, so this is the total number of values that the A array can hold, and this is subscript a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4. This value mentioned inside the square bracket is called subscript. So here, as we have only one subscript near the array name, we call this array as a one-dimensional array, our normal array. Obviously, the first element will be a of 0 and the last element will be a of 4. Here the subscript should be mentioned inside the square brackets. The subscript or index, we can call the subscript as index also to access the array elements. A of 3 is equal to 100. So we are assigning this 100 to the particular element A of 5. So A of 3. So where this 100 will get stored? 0, 1, 2, 3. So in the fourth location, the 100 will get stored. Next, the syntax for declaring the one-dimensional array. Same type of syntax. Data type, var name, that means the array name, the size. Data type, all valid. C data types are possible. Var name is the array name, and the size, total number of elements the array should have. The example here, int students of 5, that is equal to, we are initializing all the 5 values to the students. So int is the data type. The student array should hold only integer values, and that too only 5 values are possible. So students of 0, students of 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the individual locations I am assigning the values automatically, as we are assigning in the declaration part itself. So after declaration, immediately the values will get assigned to the corresponding memory locations. So this is a simple program which depicts the single dimensional array, that is one dimensional array. Here I have declared main function. Before that I have included standard library. So inside main function I have created one array S with 5 memory location, and at the same time I have assigned the values also 98, 46, 56, 81, 64, and one more variable I for the purpose of for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, as we mentioned less than 5 because the array starts from 0 and ends with n-1. The last element index will be n-1. So I have given less than operator here. I didn't mention equal to. So plus plus. Here I am printing the values directly. S of I. So return 0. Here you can see the output S1 is equal to 98, S2 is equal to 46, S3 is equal to 56, S4 is equal to 81, Sy is equal to 64. The second type of array is multidimensional array. Commonly we are calling, if more than one subscript is given for an array, then we can call that as a multidimensional array. An array that has more than one dimension. Simply we can call it as array of arrays. A simplest form of this multidimensional array is nothing but the two-dimensional array, which represents only rows and columns. Only one table with rows and columns. The syntax for multidimensional array. Data type, array name, tables, row size, column size. It's a general format. If it is a two-dimensional array, it is enough to mention rows and columns. In the second syntax, I have mentioned data type, array name, row and column. Here, the row and column, it is enough to mention these two values because there is no need to mention table 1 like. So, for two-dimensional array, only rows and columns are enough for declaration. Whereas, if more than 2, that is 3, 4, 5, like if exceeds 2, automatically this type of syntax should be followed. Data type, array name, tables, row size, column size. Okay, we'll explain you with an example. This is the explanation for syntax. Data type decides the type of element to be stored. Okay, so integer, character, so whatever value you want to store, that should be mentioned in as a data type. For example, integer, character, or float, double, like. Then array name, this is a normal name of the array. Tables decides the number of tables an array can accept. Row, so in each and every table how many rows it should accommodate. In each and every tables how many columns it should accept. Example, float x of 3 and 4. So this is an example for two-dimensional array. This means that x can hold 3 rows and 4 columns. The picture explains you row 1, row 2, row 3. So total number of rows is 3 and total number of columns is 4. So each and every cell inside the table we can have the subscript like this: x of 0, 0, x of 0, 1, x of 0, 2, which means that 0th column and 0th row and 0th column, 0th row and first column, 0th row and second column. The first subscript tells you the rows details and the second subscript informs you about the column details. And this is an example for three-dimensional array, which means that we are going to have two tables. So like this, we will be having another table also. We will be having two tables and each table will occupy 3 rows and 4 columns. Initialization of multi-dimensional array. So this is similar to one-dimensional array, but we have to give another set of values as we have two subscript. 2 of 4. So 2 rows, 4 columns. So we are giving two set of data inside a curly brackets. The another form of giving the same data is without giving the curly brackets inside directly. Starting from 10 to 17, I have mentioned all together. Automatically after completing first 4, it will go for another 4 with the second row. But it is a normal practice to have this type of declaration, that is first type of declaration with curly parenthesis as a programming practice. And this is an example for 3D, that is three-dimensional array. Here we have given 3 set of data for 2 tables. Okay. A simple program, void main, and inside main I have declared a two-dimensional array DISP of 2 and 3, that is means 2 rows and 3 columns, and declare ij values and all for loops. Here in the first for loop, nested for loop, I have scanned all the values needed for the processing. And in the second for loop, I have printed the same values with the help of same for loops. Here's the output. We have entered. These are the values we have entered, and this is the output. Two-dimensional array elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you.